Welcome. I'm Jennifer Lee Levitz, and this is Unleash the Power of Age at Rose Baker Senior Center. Today we're speaking with a really interesting, talented woman, Diana Daly. Diana does a class at Rose Baker for people who have Parkinson's. And she, I guess there's nothing else for me to say until we speak with Diana. Hello, Diana.
Hello.
Thank you for doing this.
You're welcome. My pleasure.
Good. Could you tell us first, tell me, and I'll let them watch, tell me a little bit about how you got into this.
Two things kind of coincided.
Okay.
One was that I was working with a private client who had Parkinson's, doing all kinds of movement with her. And at the same time, an old colleague of mine who danced for Mark Morris began to develop a program called Dance for PD, which is Dance for People with Parkinson's, and it's a worldwide program now. And actually, I should say three things coincided. And then...
Let's get it rolling, and then we'll introduce. Hold on. Get a little warm. Since you said you were cold, get a little warm going.
I ran into a person here on the North Shore, Linda Hall, who started a organization with her husband called Parkinson's Fitness, because her husband had Parkinson's. And so they were looking for somebody to teach. And so I had all that kind of going on at the same time. And I thought, well, I've danced professionally for years, and I've taught for years, and taught all kinds of things, yoga, Pilates, and movement, and just all fell into place, kind of.
Good. Take a nice big breath in. Pause. All right. Let's, before we keep going, let's do movement and name, because we have some newcomers push in there. All right, so any movement to go with it. Diana. Go ahead, you guys. Diana. With the movement.
Elaine.
Deborah. Loud and clear.
Jackie.
Johnny. Pat.
Phil.
Charlie.
Tim.
Boye.
Victor.
Isabel.
It's like talking to the masses there. All right, lovely. Welcome all. Reaching the arms. Go nice and wide. Good. Reaching all the way up. Look up. Palms together. Come down and grow taller. Reach back up. Nice and wide. Why did you go without clocking somebody beside you? Take it again. Big and wide. Looking up. Palms together. Push them nice and tight together all the way down. Growing taller. Back up. Breathing in. Open up. Big as you can go. Beautiful. This time go all the way up, looking up.
I, for one, did not know much and still don't know much about Parkinson's disease. And if you could give us just a basic of what is it for someone with Parkinson's? I mean, what does it do? What is it like?
Well, Parkinson's disease is a tricky thing. It's not like you can say, I have liver cancer, and it's sort of just, that's what it is. There's no two people with Parkinson's that have the exact same symptoms. So it was very difficult to say. I think, Michael J. Fox has kind of popularized it, and he has specific symptoms that are very visual, like the tremor and whatnot, and so people think of it in that way.
Right.
But, for example, tremor is not the most common. Well, it's common, but there are many other symptoms that some people never have a tremor. So some people are diagnosed like Michael J. Fox at, I think he was in his 40s or 30s. Most are diagnosed more in their 60s and 70s and 80s, older.
Okay.
Or there's the two types, rather, I guess. There are many outward symptoms, like the tremor is one, being off center, not having a gait in your walk, your gait being very off in your walk.
Last time all the way through. Up, palms together, over the thighs, down towards your toes. Make sure your feet are out in front of you. Roll it back out. Very nice.
Symptoms are outward, can be embarrassing, or I don't know. So yeah, and it's been a long. I think when it first came about years ago, they said no movement, don't do anything, because you'll fall, because this falling there's a great risk of fall, and that just exacerbated symptoms and things. So it's come a long way.
Is it neurological? What is it that is happening to the body?
I knew you were going to ask this, and I'm not going to be able to spill out the science.
Okay, no, is there any?
No, it is a neurological condition.
Okay.
Where your brain is not producing the dopamine you need.
Okay.
So that's the simplest explanation for it. And there are drugs now that you can take that increase the dopamine in your system, but those drugs have side effects. And actually, a lot of those side effects are what you see and think of as Parkinson's. In other words, the sort of a dyskinesia, the spastic movements, is a side effect of the medication, not the Parkinson's.
Wow.
There's changes in voice, there's changes in the way you can swallow. It has to do with all kinds of muscles. You lose motor function, executive function. So there's a lot of disconnect between what you want to do, what you want to say, how loud you want to be, how loud you're hearing yourself, how your feet are moving, your hands are moving, and from what you think and what you're doing. In other words, I could say do a movement like this.
Yes.
And somebody could take that in and think they're doing it, and they could be way far behind. Or I could be talking. You could talk back if you had Parkinson. You could be soft like that, and you wouldn't know your voice was soft.
Okay.
Till you felt that projection of voice.
Okay. You're doing a class with a large group of people, and it's a cross. It looks like it's a cross between a dance class, an exercise class. There's even a lot of vocalizing, and the vocalization I think I was most surprised at.
So are they when I first do it.
But they do it. They'll do anything you ask them to do. It's really. Do you? One of the things you did was the picking 5 words, at the beginning and then with a movement and then creating them again at the end? Do you do that often, or?
I try and do it every week, but sometimes I forget. But we do that more for fun, to connect a word with a movement as a way of remembering, because another Parkinsonism is not being able to pull up words. So it's sort of a way of connecting a word to a movement, a different way of thinking about, pulling up a word.
Really? I could use that.
And we do it just for fun, because again, most people who are in the class are like my age and older, and we're starting to forget. And you have to work your brain.
Really?
You have to exercise. Your brain's a muscle too.
5 words with a movement. Got one? Anyone? Do I have to start? Go ahead.
Pizza.
Pizza. All right. Pizza.
Lunch.
Lunch. Dance. Okay. Pizza. Lunch. Dance. 2 more.
Turkey.
Turkey. Clam. Oh boy. What was the first one? Pizza. Eat. Lunch. Eat. Lunch. Not eat. Lunch.
Dance.
Dance. Boy, I'm having trouble. Turkey. And clam. We're gonna have to do that one more time because I didn't do very well at that. Pizza. Lunch. Dance. Turkey. Clam. All right, we have to remember them by the end.
As I've said several times already, I loved the whole class. I loved the balloon. Can you talk about anything about that, like deciding to do it, why you do it, anything about that?
I guess with most of the things we do and the movement we do is a lot of the pathways are not there anymore, right? Because the dopamine is not being produced, so those connections and pathways aren't there. Things we would think of that we do automatically, but we have actually learned to do them, all our movement. And so part of doing any kind of movement or dance or sequencing tries to sort of reintroduce that, and by doing it all over and over, you recreate those pathways. And the balloon thing, or using a ball or any kind of prop, which we use all kinds of props, but that day we used a balloon. Something happens where you automatically go for it. They don't think, which is very rare in Parkinson's. And so you may find you stretch way up here to hit that ball because the ball is there and it's coming at you. And if I asked you to stretch your arm way out there, you might not stretch it out that far.
Okay.
And it's fun.
Oh, it was so much fun.
And it's a lot of work to do this. It's a lot of movement and moving around. So, yeah.
So gentle.
If I were to describe the class, the biggest thing is community. You build a community in the class, and I build that through movement and sharing of movement and vocalization. You can do that through speaking in song, which sometimes we do, or dancing with each other, moving with each other. So yes, it is exercise on one hand. We are stretching and moving and doing, but we're also moving with each other, so dancing.
Mm-hmm.
Coming back.
videotaped. I learned a lot today. I had no idea about the dopamine. That sounds like a really fertile ground. It sounds like fertile grounds for research.
There has been and is a lot of research about that, but most of it is drug related, which is unfortunate, because the drugs only work for so long,
Right.
and then the longer you take them, the less effective they are.
Yeah.
So, especially if you have young onset and you're taking those drugs for a long time, they become less effective. And I guess another symptom of Parkinson's is freezing, stiffness and rigidity and freezing, and the drug helps immensely with that. And so when that starts to wear off, or it doesn't work so well, then you need other tools, and that's why I wish there was more research on movement, because movement, as you saw in the class, can really help with rigidity and stiffness, and bring people out of that freezing and stiffness. So
What I saw was people having a really good time. Well, you said earlier about community. Boy, they took care of it. They take care of each other. It seems to me that if there's a lot of isolation, that just having that fun. They were having fun. My goodness, as I often repeat myself in a show. I'll say the same thing 20 times. I would like to have something like that was that much fun. I saw that this was the best time they have all week. I'm not kidding.
Anything? Hips? Shoulders? Yeah, arms? Here we go again. Big. Small. Again, big. Small. That's good. Big. Small. Big. Hips. Or waist if you're seated. Hips. Oh, come on. Once again. Tall. Short. Diagonal. Diagonal. Big. Small. Big. Yes. That was awesome. That was awesome moves there. All right.
That's rock and roll, rock.
That's a rock and roll. Good old Elvis.
I'm Victor, and I'm really happy that I found this place. Keep up the good work.
And we're happy to have you.
Without this class, we would be lost souls. Without Diana as one of our greatest exercise coordinators, we wouldn't be here. She makes it fun, she makes it enjoyable. You're lost if you don't come to it.
If you're wandering down the street, going from side to side, and end up in the gutter, think about coming here and learning how to walk without falling over.
Hi, I'm Tim, and I'm here.
Yep, you got the rhythm. Not bad. Look forward, heel forward, bigger. Throw it out. Throw it out. Forward, throw the heel out. Swing those arms. There you go, Trevor. Now you gotta go on. That's it.
I look forward to this every week. I really do. I think our teacher is fantastic, and I'm walking, I'm talking.
I'm walking. I'm talking. Maybe somebody goes with you to make you go a little faster, bigger steps. Come on, bigger steps. There you go. All right. Pair up with somebody who's going a little slower than you are.
That's it.
There you go.
That's the balance.
There you go. Ah! Oh, yeah. Big. There you go. Keep the heel going, keep the heel going. Woo! How we doing? Oh, she's getting them going. All right.
There are a couple of helpers who come to the class.
The class is open to anyone with Parkinson's and anyone they would like to bring with them. So there are a lot of couples that come, and there are people who bring a caretaker because they want to, a friend or whatever, and there are others who have a caretaker because they need a caretaker with them to help with some transitions.
Beautiful. Bending the knees. Go down. No plunking. Right. Big full stretch again. Lengthen your spine. Good. Down. Go forward and lengthen all the way up. Forward, forward, forward. Good. Are we up? Some of us. Sliding our way. There you are. Around towards the back of your chair.
It's the best fun I've had since I turned 70. So come join us every Thursday. Same station.
A big stretch to the right. Or one
Hi, my
way.
name is Jackie, and I'm Johnny's wife.
A big stretch.
And when we first heard about this, Johnny has Parkinson's disease, and he also is on kidney dialysis. And so we've been trying to find places that we can go together to have a date, because there aren't too many places that we can go. And so we decided, I went the first week to give him some support, and then after that we decided that Thursday afternoon would be our date, and we would go to the Parkinson's exercise class. We have absolutely loved it. And as far as an instructor, as far as a person, you can't beat Diana.
Let me tell you about a boy I know. He is my baby and he lives next door. Every morning before the sun comes up, he brings my coffee in my favorite cup. That's why I know, yes I know. Hallelujah, I just love it so. When I'm in trouble and I have no friends, he is my baby until the end. When everybody asks me how do I know, I say you smiled at me and told me so. That's why I know, hallelujah, I just love him so.
I never use this term, and I'm going to say it's a real mitzvah. Do you know what that means?
No.
A mitzvah is a good deed in Hebrew. It's a good deed, a happy time, a celebration, but it's mostly doing a good thing. The good thing to do is doing a mitzvah. I think it's a real mitzvah that you do this.
I mean, for me, it is fun, and I feel like with any kind of, with anything, that a sense of humor and fun just makes a world of a difference.
Right.
So I bring that in and encourage it.
Sure.
Just have fun, because what else? Life can get too serious,
Tell me that.
especially if you have a disease like Parkinson's. So you gotta have a little fun here and there.
Really?
You know,
Really?
nobody's stopping you from that. Hopefully. I guess I would say too about the Parkinson's, though, that fear plays a big factor because of the risk of falling and all that, and the risk of how the disease will progress, right? Because you don't know. Because, like I said, no two are the same. And so I think when people come to a class like that who have never come to anything like that before, or seen a group of people who all have Parkinson's before, there's a lot of fear there, and it takes a huge amount of courage to just walk in that door and try it. And so I applaud that courage and say throw the fear out the door and have a little fun.
Really?
So.
Or have a lot of fun.
Yeah.
A lot of fun.
Yeah. So.
Thank you for speaking with us. Thank you for doing the class.
You're welcome.
I'm going to just say, you know, that even walking in the door at Rose Baker can take some courage for a lot of us.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a place where you will always be accepted. However you are, whoever you are, whatever you are, you can come in, and some people will find that it's not a place for them, but most people realize once they've come in that there's something for everybody.
Mm-hmm.
And we would like to encourage that. Anybody else who is watching who knows someone with Parkinson's, who has Parkinson's, there's no age limit on this,
No.
is there?
No.
It's not just for old fogies.
No, and it's ongoing and free.
And free.
It's
Wow.
funded at the moment, so there's no excuse.
There's none.
Get in there.
Really. Most of the programs are free, so especially for the Parkinson's, but anybody else. If you know someone with Parkinson's, or if you would like to get brave yourself, get some courage, come in, see if there's something for you. If there isn't, okay. You can go back home. But we'd love to see everybody at Rose Baker. Remember, we are here for you. And that's it for today. Thank you very much, Diana.
Thank you. Did we do it finally?
I can't believe it.